Hello, it's me, Joe. Response number 7. Um, I found this interesting in the sense that at Juan Diego we do these things, these talks, these retreats, and I kind of took the um, the response of human creativity. Um, we have students go in and read, tell stories basically. Again, going back to the story thing. But it's the process is going back to the reading and the video, um, using the example of the best part of me. They have different themes. Um, some are religious based. I'm not a very religious person, but the talks become, and my assignment, the lesson plan, focused on the transformation and the best, using the idea of from the video, the best part of me, which I thought was pretty interesting, and then the lesson plan of the human creativity, um, using these talks that students do in front of each other, and I pose those to a number of students in my class, using the Kairos model, and they were able to take these stories from themselves, and these are um, life graphed, relationship with God, or a spirituality, and adapt them to um, these stories of how they were able to tell these stories and transform themselves, and basically kind of taking that idea of the best part of me and putting it into action. Um, they would talk about the relationship to themselves in school, outside of school, and also dealing with the environment. Um, there, and I took the environment as to be um, the human environment, their human environment, their family environment, their physical environment, because a lot of kids talked about and would talk about their relationship to their parents, their relationship to their community, whether it be social or religious, being in a Catholic school. Um, I thought a lot about how in the reading, um, and in these talks in the lesson plan, how it dealt with the culture, their home culture, their school culture, um, their friends' culture, um, and how those interacted. Um, and so it kind of, the lesson plan kind of morphed into these, again, these talks dealing with all these simple questions of relationships, um, and how, whether it be science or art, nature, humanity, um, how they fit into their particular family structure, how they fit into their school structure. And so I try to use the human creativity lesson plan, which is 8.5, and how that, um, and then recorded some of those. I had students record them, like just like I'm doing now, record some of those responses, and they're fascinating. They're very revealing in the sense of during in the process of talking and telling their stories, students are became very, they kind of lost themselves. It was really nice in the sense of they made themselves very vulnerable to the environments that they were reacting to and reacting in. So I kind of took the eco art aspects and, um, in terms of the environment, and transformed it, or try to transform it into um, students' environment, what they're dealing with on a daily basis, uniforms, being in a Catholic school, uniforms, structure, mass, dealing with mass in terms of their how they react to that, and it's massive, it's kind of hard to, not being in a public school, but you've got last week we had the bishop's mass where the bishop came to the school, and it was huge. We had the elementary school, the middle school, the high school, and how the disconnect between students reacting to that environment and that system of some welcomed it, owned it, thrived on it, and not so many other kids with organized religion just kind of didn't connect, and chose not to interact with that environment. Kind of harking back to some of the issues, or not issues, but things that with, I don't know if it associates with Warhol's pop culture, and the reading, and just in terms of Catholic society, and that whole ideology of what people think that is in terms of the image of what that is. If there was a Campbell's tomato soup can of what a Catholic school kid is, it's this package, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more complex than a simple cutout of what a Catholic school kid should be. There's so much depth there, and angst, and just much like a public school kid, but there's this package that is presented to the world as a Catholic school student. And after going through the Shakespeare competition this last weekend, you see kids in school in that package, and then at the Shakespeare competition where they can dress however they want, and they're interacting with other students, and there's that package, and the two are so far removed. And getting kids to talk about that and express themselves was very gratifying, and they were very willing to share that. So it was a really, really successful lesson plan, I thought. Anyway, that's my response. Thanks a bunch. Thanks, Beth. Take care. Have a good break. I hope you have a really good break. Ta-ta.